We're not bullying this poor tank, are we? Are you guys just talking about the idea of whether or not you pull, you tank should be a thing? Is that what we're discussing? We're talking about group etiquette? I always think the group etiquette is let the tank pull, let the tank set the pace. However, if your tank is in a level 16 dungeon and they're pulling one mob at a time, chill. Maybe after the 5th, 6th pack, you can maybe say, hey, buddy, I think you become, you know, like, if you feel like pulling a few more, feel free to. You know, give them that sort of room where it's like, hey, we got you. We got you. We got the training wheels on, bud. No worries. But if you're in, like, a level 80 dungeon and they're pulling one mob at a time, oh, by all means, you can just be like, yo, bro, can you pull more? And then if they don't pull more, then you start the kick vote. Can you do that in Final Fantasy? Can you kick someone super easy? I think you can, can't you? Then you just kick them, bro. Done. Get them out. It's against the rules? What? It's against the rules to kick someone! You can game the system. I know one time some guy, like, DC'd or something, didn't he? And then we waited for a bit, and then we kicked him, I think. You can't kick someone for being bad. Why not? Surely someone else being bad is toxic to my own experience of the game. You know what I mean? Like, if they're bad, then they're making it worse for me. It's toxic, them not being good at the game. Think about it. Harassment? Yes, they're harassing me by slowing down my dungeon. They're keeping me locked in that place. It's kind of like being in jail, if you think about it. That's so petty. Look, I have wondrous you look at this little girl in the eyes. You're telling me right now you're gonna not complete your wondrous tales because your tank is pulling slow? You're not gonna kick them? And you're just gonna leave this little cat girl here without her book to read? She needs the stories, bro. I'm pretty sure she's an orphan. I'm only doing what Chloe Aliapo needs. Chloe Poe needs. It's toxic if you kick them without trying to reason with them? No, of course. I'm obviously joking. The thing is, in World of Warcraft, that is a if your tank is pulling one pack at a time, that is a justifiable reason to kick them from the group. Which is obviously what I'm joking with here, is like, in WoW, it's anything goes, man. In WoW, anything goes. You could stop for a moment and try and change a talent, and you could get kicked within that 10 seconds because somebody thinks you're AFK. It is that big of a turnaround with WoW, where people will just kick you. People will kick you because the wind is blowing from the west that afternoon. And they just thought, you know what? I don't like this. I'm gonna kick a random person. I've been kicked before. Okay, this is the best thing in World of Warcraft. I've been in a dungeon before, and I have not been, like, there's been someone, maybe the healer, I can't remember, it was like either the healer or the tank, that wasn't very good. They must have been new, and they weren't doing a great job, so the other people in the group tried to kick them. And I said, that's a bullshit. Like, there was some discourse in the chat, and I was like, that's bullshit, don't kick them. So I clicked no on the kick vote. So then they kicked me from the group. That has legitimately happened to me before in World of Warcraft. And it's kind of, there's no, I don't think anything else has ever made me quite as aggressive to the point where I feel like I could... like, I could punch him. I know I'm not supposed to be violent on Twitch, but, like, I could punch him. For sure. Because, you know, there's some skinny nerd 30 kilograms as well, you know? You know what I mean? I could take him. Oh, dude. I'd bop him. I swear to God. No, but it's really funny with WoW. With like that's as simple as it is to kick someone. It's just like you don't really need a reason. We saw yesterday there was that conversation about Hyperia put in my chat about how somebody got sent gold in World of Warcraft, and because it was a suspiciously large amount, they got banned. Right? Oh no, this was it. Somebody bought gold under a streamer's, like, name. So, obviously, some streamers, you know their full name first and last, right? Because that information is, a lot of the time, just accessible. Somebody knew this person's first and last name, bought gold in their name, and then sent it to their character in the mail. Like, sent it to the streamer's character in the mail, and the streamer got banned for gold buying. Which I think is fantastic. That is hilarious. Because it's all an automated system, right? They see a large amount of gold enter your mailbox suddenly, like randomly, and they just ban you. And then you have to, like, bring it up with Blizzard. Which is hilarious. And then the other one was somebody who, they got sent 80 gold by a friend. Which in Classic WoW is like, 80 gold is like a decent amount of money. I don't think it's really, it's not like a large amount of money. It's like a bit of money. A bit of gold. And somebody, they spoke to a game master and said, hey, my friend sent me 80 gold. Like, is that okay? Or something like this. And then the GM was like, yeah, but probably just don't accept the gold. And then they banned him. It's like, what? So there's some funny stuff in WoW with that. Some funny stuff there. FF is wild. I've had polite dungeons where we waited 10 minutes for someone to AFK because their baby woke up. I don't think I'd be that patient in any of the game. See, that's why I'm really enjoying... Like, that in Final Fantasy, absolutely no worries. Like, no, if somebody said that in my dungeon, they're like, oh, I got an AFK 5 or 10. My babies shit themselves. I'd say, hey, don't worry, I've been there. I don't have a kid, but like I've definitely shit myself before in a dungeon, so like I get it, you know, I get it. And it's the same in Classic WoW. It's the same reason why I've been enjoying Classic WoW at the moment as well, because I can do that same thing. Where somebody's like, oh, yo, I got an AFK for 5, I gotta do a thing, file my taxes, and it's like, yeah, man, no worries, no sweat. And then it's just one of those where it's like, can we keep clearing without you? And then like, well, you don't even ask that in dungeon. You don't even ask that because you just do. Like, why not? There's no reason not to. You're like, yeah, sure, and you keep clearing. Now, if somebody AFKs like 4 times in the same dungeon, it's kind of like, okay, I'm just not gonna invite them to the next dungeon. We'll just replace them on the next one. But it's no big deal. Whereas like in retail WoW, it's like, no, dude, this dungeon is timed. We are timed, we've got 30 minutes to complete this key. We have to do it in the time limit. If you have to AFK, you can't AFK. Like, you cannot AFK. You could say, my baby and myself have shit ourselves. We both shitted ourselves. Doesn't matter. You gotta sit in that for 30 minutes, okay? Because we need to time this. So, I kind of like that, like, chill approach now. I think it's because I'm like in the transition from hardcore player to super chill, like, dad mode. I'm like in that transition right now where I'm just like, I'm kind of going to the retirement home.